Hello again there, everybody. This is Lady Silver Vixen. We're going to go ahead and start picking up where I left off from the first Wicca terms. We're going to start off just picking out random words here for the time being, because I actually forgot where I left off in the last one. And there's some words that I kind of skipped over. A balefire is a fire laid and lit for magical or religious purposes, usually outdoors, physically similar to the non-magical, non-religious bonfire. So basically it's a bonfire, just used for magical purposes. Bane. Bane is something that's harmful, destructive, or evil. So if you hear the term wolfsbane is a very toxic herb that is harmful to just about everybody, but it's magical purposes to keep away werewolves. A besom is a broom, for some of those of you that don't know. Here's something for spell work. It's to bind somebody, is to prevent or limit. In the magical context, the act of limiting a spell, i.e. to ensure it will harm none, or a person, i.e. to prevent them from harming others. Some consider it unethical to bind people other than yourself or spells you did not cast, but it all depends on your personal opinion on that. Most of you know the craft. It's basically it just means witchcraft or Wicca in general. It's just another word for it. A lot of you already know the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Well, the fifth element that you hear a lot about is spirit, or the akasha, the ether. Depending on where you're located, it's going to depend on what the elements are. For example, in Chinese, the 5 elements are completely different. So, an Sabbat is any Wiccan religious celebration held, which is not a Sabbath, commonly held on full moon in honor of the goddess. Here's a good one. The god. The loving father to all and the perfect complement to the goddess, he is viewed as co-creator of the universe, often identified with the sun, sky, deserts, forests, agriculture, and wild animals, not to be confused with the monotheistic Christian concept of God. He is part of a pair. And to go along with this, we have the goddess. The definitions differ, but generally the universal mother of all who created the universe with the god, often associated with the moon, ocean, earth, fertility, birth, and death. I've gotten a couple of questions about what is a hand fasting. A hand fasting is the joining of 2 humans in a bond of love before the goddess and god. Yes, they can be made to be a legal marriage. There is no requirement that marriage be Christian to be legal in the United States. Separation of church and state is one of our greatest treasures that we have. What is a neo-pagan? A neo-pagan is a person following a modern religion born from other pagan faiths, such as Wicca. Let's see. A pagan. I'm going to give you the true definition of a pagan here. Pagan stems from the Latin paganus, a country dweller or villager. Today, it is a general term for followers of Wicca and other polytheistic, magic-embracing religions. Some prefer that Wiccans are called neo-pagans, and that pagan refers to practitioners of ancient polytheistic faiths in their more or less original form, such as Odinism. Pagans are not Satanists. The pentacle. There's a lot of fighting over pentacle and pentagram, so I'm going to lay the 2 of them out on the line for you. Pentacle is a ritual object, usually a circular piece of metal, wood, or clay, with a 5-pointed star, which is the pentagram, inscribed, painted, or engraved. Now, the pentagram is an interlaced 5-pointed star with 1 point at the top, inscribed in a circle. The pentagram is a symbol as opposed to a pentacle, which is an object, a disc with a pentagram on it. The pentagram is a symbol of protection, and it is not evil. A little bit on reincarnation is the doctrine of rebirth after death. is one of the tenets of Wicca, as well as Hinduism and a few other religions that are out there. I talked about S-Sabbats. Now I'm going to cover the Sabbats real quick. Any one of 8 Wiccan solar festivals marked by the 4 solstices and equinoxes, as well as the 4 dates in between them. They are Celtic style names. Other names exist, but these are the main ones: is Yule and Malk, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lunacy, Mabon, and Samhain. And a lot of you already know what a lot of these are. Like Beltane is May Day, where you dance around the maypole. Ostara is more or less our resemblance to Easter. Yule is around the time of the Christian version of Christmas. And then Samhain, completely ours, you know, completely Celtic. That'd be Halloween. Now I'd like to briefly touch on Satanism. I really hate talking about Satanism because I really don't see how it pertains to any pagan in any way, but for the sake of argument, Satanism is a very different religion from Wicca, which is technically a form of atheism. Satanists embrace importance of self and vengeance against those that wrong them. That's just a very brief definition there. Let's see, I talked about Diosil, so we are now going to talk about Wintershins. Wintershins is counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern. It's the direction of motion for banishing magic to some, bane, harmful magic to others, and different Wiccans interpret this motion differently, so it kind of varies. I talked about a wand in one of my other lessons. I'm going to give you the definition of what a wand is. A wand is one of the ritual tools used in Wicca. Generally, it is another tool of energy direction, much like the athame. The specific choice of wand versus athame varies among Wiccans. Almost all choose athame over wand for circle casting, and many prefer the wand when calling the goddess and the god. So basically, it depends on who you learn from. I'm going to briefly touch on what a Wiccan tradition is. A Wiccan tradition is an organized, structured, specific Wiccan subgroup. Much like Christianity has denominations, each with their own style, Wicca has many traditions, and some Wiccans follow no specific tradition, such as myself. We're known as eclectic Wiccans, and to some, exceltic. It depends on who you learn from. Common examples include Gardnerian, Sioux, Dianic, Fae, Pecti, Alexandrian, and there's a very long list of others. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is, if you really want to learn anything about just about everything, just do your research, because it really depends on what you as an individual want to make out of everything. I'd like to do something real quick here. For the Christians that watch this, BCE is before Common Era, not before Christ. Okay. And then CE is Common Era. Okay, these are the terms that we use today. We don't use BC anymore, or AD for the most part. It's BCE or CE. So I just wanted to clear that up real quick. And for now, that's going to be where I'm going to sum all this up. So you all have a very blessed day, and I hope to see you all back on my channel soon.